Hey!
Hey!
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good evening to you all.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. Yeah,
Another Go Narrowboating.
Do you like the new hats, everybody?
Hi, welcome everyone.
Listen, they might be new to you. This is my hat. What's going on with you three?
I always wear a hat. This is my hat.
In honor of our special guest tonight.
I get a cold head.
Steve,
special guest.
Do you want to introduce yourself, Steve?
I've had to go and get this out the loft tonight. Anyway, our new viewers have joined us. My name's Steve, and I'm part of Life on Board Amy Joe vlog. And I have recently contracted COVID, so I haven't been able to do any vlogging of recent, but I've literally published my first vlog since I've come out of hospital. So have a look at Life on Board Amy Joe.
Yeah, well, hello. My name's Gary Captain Phillips. That's the name of the channel. I live on my boat called Chuggabug with my 2 chihuahuas. This is Chip. Dale is flat out in bed at the moment. That's basically the vlog. Come aboard and come and join the fun.
Hi, I'm Alan. It's good to have you all with us today. I'm based in the marina on the Grand Union Canal, Leicester section. I go out cruising from there, and my channel covers cruising, DIY, maintenance, all sorts of aspects to do with boating, plus other topics.
I lost myself. Hello, everybody. My name's Ian, and I run Narrowboat Tales, the vlogging channel, which I know a lot of you are familiar with. I'm loving these Go Narrowboating events, and to have some fantastic guys alongside of me just makes life even better, I can assure you, especially during all these lockdown times that we're currently having to face. Now, before we get started, we just want to make a little short announcement because this is Robbie's evening, really. But Steve and I have been working on a little project over the course of the winter months, and I'm delighted to say that we have released a new channel. Now, Steve is going to now tell you all about it.
Yeah, if Steve remembers to unmute his mic, he will. So basically what we've done, as you know, the Go Narrowboating is a live feed. You're actually watching it as we're talking to you now. So Ian and I sat down one night and discussed a project that we each individually were following and realized it was actually the same thing. So we pulled resources and we've looked at the technology. We've we've bought stuff, we've sent it back, and finally now we've got a system that works. And all it is a webcam mounted on the bow of our boats. It's going to be streaming to YouTube live like we are now. The difference is it's going to be streaming as long as we can, 24/7, 7 days a week, all year round, subject to a good Wi-Fi signal, because as most of you boaters know, when you're out cruising on the cut, there are black spots. So we're not going to be able to do an uninterrupted feed. There are going to be times when we can't do it. So Ian will explain the rest of it because I'm starting to need a cough.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, just for the benefit of everybody, if Steve goes quiet at any point during the course of this evening, please don't worry. He's muted the mic. It's to do with the cough that he suffers from with this long COVID. But yeah, our Narrowboat live channels are now up and running. Yes, up and running. Yeah, and if you look on now, you can see a nighttime view of where our bows of our boats are looking from. The links to these channels are in the description below. we were hoping to announce custom URLs, that's the YouTube address for these, this evening. Mine has come through, Steve's hasn't. So you can get onto mine by going to Narrowboat Tales 247. So it's just adding 3 numbers to the end of my channel name, 247. That will then show you the live feed, or there's an option there rather to show you the live feed from the bow of my camera. Steve's, until it comes through, it's quite a long little number, so it's in the description below, because I wouldn't attempt to read it all out to you, but just click on it and you will see. And hopefully you'll all subscribe to those channels and drop in from time to time over the course of the year, day or night, and find out what we're up to, especially if we're cruising. Steve has also said, and I agree with him totally, if we're going to be doing anything really exciting, like going over the Ponticipio Viaduct or the Anderton Lift, we will actually announce it on our Facebook pages, probably the night or the day before we do that, so that as many of you as would like to will be able to watch us do those in real time. Now, there is no sound, and that is because if we were to pick up any blaspheming or anything going on, we could get struck by YouTube and lose our channel. So there's no sound and there's no replay. Why? Because it's a live feed 24/7. So hope you all enjoy that announcement, and we look forward to sharing our year ahead with you. Now let's get on with the show. Yay!
Can I just give a shout out to a few people? Thanks to Stuart. He did say I was looking a bit dark. The reason for that is I've got 2 lamps here on the boat, apart from my normal lamp, and they just keep going out. So I thought I'd start the show with one. So if I go dark, I'll switch them on again, but I'm not sure how long they're going to last. So thanks, Stuart. Can I just say hello to a few people? Ian, Susan, Ben, Alan, Kat. There's loads of people here. Susan. Oh, there's lots of Susans. Lewis. Yeah. Good to have you along.
Good. Now, Gary, you also had a couple of people that you wanted to mention tonight.
I did indeed. And what it is first off, really, if those that follow my channel, when I was having my little trip down the Shropshire Union and back, I met some very special people, and 2 of which are Simon and Tracy, and I met them in Norbury Junction. Fantastic, and now we're the best of friends. Well, it's Simon's daughter's birthday today, so I've got to say a big happy birthday to Jade. So many happy returns. And then when we got a little bit closer to home, we had the Audlam flight to contend with. And there I met a very special fella called James. He has since helped me on the Llangollen as well, from Wrenbury to Whitchurch. And I've met his mum, Barbara, and I speak to his wife, Janice, and I've sort of come a little family. And he's turning 50 tomorrow. So I've promised Janice that I'm going to wish him a very many happy returns, James. Happy birthday for tomorrow, mate. You're catching me up.
And would you do the same from the 3 of us as well, Gary? Please. Wish him a happy birthday from us.
Definitely. Happy birthday, James. All the very best to you. And have a good day. I know you've got your day off tomorrow. And I know Janice has a few little surprises lined up for you. So very, very... well, many happy returns from all of us at Go Narrowboating.
Right.
Gary,
thank you.
Gary.
Thank you, Ian.
Jenny has asked you, Gary, if you're getting a live feed as well.
Well, it just so happens, just stay there, I have got... People have been spying on Steve's and Ian's live feed. They've been watching me doing some work the last few days, and it's all to fit this. It's a night vision, full 24-hour CCTV, and I'm having them, not the same camera as that, but I'm having them throughout the boat. The difference is with mine, I won't have the same technology that Ian and Steve have got, for 2 reasons. Is I don't want it, and the other reason is I wouldn't know what to do with it. Those 2 fellas are very clever and very techie.
And the third reason is, Gary, if you had it, we're emigrating.
Yeah. So I'm going to have it as well. It's a 24-hour security system. Basically, that's what it is, with motion sensors and everything else. So it's just for security. It's what you'd have on your house. So basically,
Alan.
I'm getting that on the boat.
Yeah, right, Alan. I've been asked a question, which I don't know how to answer. Basically, I'm asking this for a friend, by the way, who just happens to be sitting below you. What it is that your beard, he absolutely thinks is fantastic. He wants to know, do you actually treat it, and it's not, please don't forgive me, I'm not being rude, but do you have to treat it differently with a special softener?
Alan, I haven't asked this question.
Yes,
not to worry, I can answer it. The answer is no, but I have experimented. I've experimented with oil, but the oil is, you know what oil is like normally. Beard oil is so fine. It gets all everywhere. You put your phone to your ear, you just get covered in it. It's horrible. I've also experimented with wax. The wax is very difficult to use. It's like it's sort of like candle wax, but it's a different consistency, and you're meant to use your back of your thumb and scrape it out of the thing, and then you're meant to roll it between your thumb and forefinger like this and get it nice and soft and pliable. But you've got to get it from there. You've got to get it from the back of your thumb to there. It's hard work, I can tell you. I'm
so pleased I can see you explaining that, Alan. If I'd have closed my eyes.
But, I can't believe that he said I asked that, because I didn't ask that. Not once have I asked that.
It's funny. In all the years I've had the beard, no one has asked me what I would have thought would be a fairly obvious question to ask. Let's see if any of our viewers come up with it.
Do you know, I've got like a little bit of a beard, nothing compared to Alan the Beard Davis, but I've got a little bit, and Alan, I'm sure, will agree. People say lazy men have beards. Trust me, this takes more looking after, because I've spent more years being clean shaven. Just having a quick shave in the morning is so quick. Looking after a beard takes a lot longer, because you still have to shave. You still have to shave to shape it around here and here. And when you get to my age, you get hair growing out of every blimmin' orifice. So everything needs trimming. And it does take some upkeep. It really does. Doesn't it, Alan?
It does indeed. I see Susan likes a beard. Good on you. It's hard work having a beard. You think it's a lazy way of doing things, but there's a lot to it. And I find the hair on one side of my beard grows differently to the other, so that's one problem. And the grey hairs some grow straight, some bend round, some grow curly. It is hard work to maintain it.
Alan, you are a true sport, mate. You are a true sport. Thank you so much for that. I thought it would be a different topic of conversation than toilets or something. Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see
Thanks for that, Ian.
If anyone asks the question.
Gary, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Oh, dear.
Not guilty of that one.
Some people are asking me about a camera. Alan Can 47 camera.
What?
I don't know what that means. And someone else has said something about a camera. Hang on.
I think they're asking.
Sorry?
I think they're asking if you're going to get a 24/7 feed, I think.
Oh right. It says, how are you getting a run by 7 camera? That's
I think it means 24/7.
No, I'm not getting a 24/7 camera. The reason being that I am marina based and I go out cruising. So a 24/7 is not going to be very exciting here in the marina. And then obviously it might be of interest when I go cruising, but I'm not a continuous cruiser. So I don't really see the point in doing that. Ian doesn't know this. I do actually want to speak to him about his cameras because I've got something else in mind. Nothing like that. I'm not going 24/7, but for my own interest, I'd like to know a little bit more about cameras for security of the boat and that sort of thing.
That's
Okay,
what
no
mine's
worries.
for. That's what mine's for, Alan. It's specifically for security.
Yeah, I do have cameras in the boat for security. And it's outside that I'm interested in doing something.
Yeah.
Well, I can certainly recommend the cameras that we're using, and
am I allowed
Gary
to
showed
show
it.
the camera? Am I allowed to show the make and everything?
Yeah.
Am I allowed? Yeah. Well, there it is. If I hold it up to the camera, am I picking it up, folks?
It's the technology behind it we're not revealing.
Yeah, they are extremely good cameras. The night vision on them is absolutely amazing, and they're not expensive. So we're very impressed with them, aren't we?
Runs on Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Don't worry, Alan. I'll chat with you in the tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine. Anytime.
Ian,
yes,
is it possible, just very quickly, to give everybody a screen share of your live feed camera before we bring Robbie on? Is that possible?
Not really, because I've not got that browser loaded in at the moment.
Oh right, okay, not to worry then.
Because obviously
shower tray is fine, thank you. Sorry about that. Someone's asking me about my shower tray.
because I'm running the broadcast studio, I've got feeds coming in and feeds going out, and that causes
just check out their channels, folks. Check out their channels. Go and subscribe, Stephen.
No one else can see this, but in the studio, I've got a picture of Robbie holding up my live cam. Well done, Robbie. Hope you subscribe, man.
Do you mean Robbie's in the green room, Ian?
Robbie is in the green room, and he's watching my live feed.
Yeah, we've been asked a question about how far I am from you lot by boat. Well, by car it's probably a couple of hours, but by boat I haven't got a clue. Weeks, I should think.
I think I googled. I've got a friend in a marina not too far away from you, and it was close on 2 weeks cruising. I think they were further south than you, Alan, but I think you're looking at 2 weeks cruising.
I was just going to add, when Amy Jo was originally launched, she was launched at Crick. And we stayed there for 6 months, and it took roughly 2 to 2.5 weeks to get her from Crick up to Tattenhall. So, and I know that people know Crick's only just down the road from Alan.
Yeah.
So
you're looking at about a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if you pushed it, you could probably do it.
Yeah, sensible cruising, a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you for the
Robert suggested
nice to see you.
Balm and beard all together.
Sorry?
Robert suggested beard balm and beard oil together.
All right, there you go. You've learned something.
Don't know about that, Rob.
You definitely won't get your head stuck in a porthole, will you, Alan?
Yeah. Do you know what the shame is? That because of this lockdown, we can't be off doing the sort of things we want to be doing. If you could be anywhere at this moment in time, where would you each be? Alan? Where would you be?
Sorry, I was talking to someone else. Yeah.
if you could
where
be,
would I like? Where?
If you could be anywhere now,
where would I like to be?
On the cut, I mean.
Oh, on the cut. Well, I really don't know. I'm planning to do the Leicestering at some stage, so I suppose that could be an answer.
That'll do. How about Steve?
Sorry, you asked at just an inopportune time when I was sneezing there. I think the answer's obvious there, Ian, don't you? I'd rather be on my boat.
You soon
No, seriously. Seriously, I'd like to get down to London because being a southerner myself, I've sailed the lower Thames estuary right up into Limehouse Basin. So to take Amy Jo down the Thames to Limehouse is one of our biggie musts. So that's where I'd like to be if I had the opportunity. Yeah.
And Gary?
Well, I've got very little goals in life now, really. I've done the 2 canals I wanted to do, which was the Shropshire Union and the Llangollen. But if I could be anywhere now, I'd like to be cruising towards perhaps Norbury Wharf to go and see Simon and Tracy and head back down that way. The Shropshire Union I haven't seen nowhere near as many canals as Steve and Ian has. I don't know. I don't think Alan has been well travelled either, but I've seen a few. It will be going back down the Shroppy, definitely.
Well, me, I'd like to be anywhere other than where I am, on the cut, enjoying myself, to be perfectly honest, because that's what I signed up for. But hey, was it April the 12th and we can start moving again, so it's not long now.
We're all in the same boat, though. We're all in the same boat, Ian.
We are all in the same boat. Absolutely, we are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully by then, I might be able to join you. And that's all I'm saying.
Result.
That would be absolutely fantastic. Oh, I see.
I'm made up because you're the only one with decent Scotch on board. Come home.
And it's well hidden too, because none of you have found it
I
yet.
know. Do you know what? You haven't been on Amy Joe. We've searched that boat and we can't find it, can we, Ian?
I got it.
I happen to know that's your own little stash.
It's waiting for you to come home. Right, folks. Now, some people say our guest tonight named his boat after a woman that misbehaves in the 12th century. But in fact, we know it's because he's a real nice guy who just loves to crank it. Good evening.
Welcome, Robbie.
Robbie,
I think you're still muted, Robbie.
You're muted, Robbie.
I should know better, really, shouldn't I? Trying to keep it real, you know, not trying to pretend to be anything that I'm not.
How you doing, Robbie?
Still learning. Yeah, I'm doing great, thank you. Yeah, I'm obviously
Good.
not on the boat. I'm where I live with my girlfriend on dry land. So I'm not. So lockdown has basically seen me spend more time with bricks and mortar than on the water. But I'm still able to cruise a little bit because of the work that's happening to my boat at the moment. So still
essential trip, mate. Essential travel.
Essential trip.
Exactly.
Travel,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
at least I'm not looking after your boat this lockdown anyway.
Yeah, that's right. I remember the first lockdown. I think, I mean, it's on a video, isn't it, Gary?
It is.
Giving me a lift to Chester train station because we've just.
And little Dale had a piddle up your guitar.
Yes, one of your dogs. Not on this guitar, but on the other one, the acoustic one.
It was in a bag. It was protected.
Yeah.
Robbie, you got some news you would like to just to announce?
Yeah, well, just to get us out of the way, very quickly, I've just been told that Canal Boat Diaries is going to be actually coming out on the channel it was made for, BBC4, because I know a lot of people have already seen it. There's been some lucky few that have seen on the previews that they had on BBC One in regional areas. But now this is the full HD release, so I'm very excited to see that. And the Series 2, because I haven't made Series 3 yet, because obviously got to wait to see how Series 2 does before they
it'll do well.
More.
The first one was a complete success, Robbie. This will do better, mate. I'm sure.
So 5th of April, that's Easter Monday, and they'll show it about 7 p.m. and then again at like 1 a.m. in the morning, which I think is great because you know,
that's for the night work.
And then Tuesday,
I've
Wednesday,
watched the whole
Thursday,
series,
every day they'll show.
And I can say to people, it's a must. It is a must watch. You will not be disappointed. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
And
the videography and everything. Robbie's always very good with that, but it is really a great show. There's 4 episodes. It is well worth a view. It is available actually on iPlayer. You can look at it anytime. That's how I saw it. So either wait till it's broadcast or get onto iPlayer. It is well worth a view.
We'll get the viewing figures up, Alan.
Get them up. Yeah, that's right. I think I'm right in saying as well. I know, Robbie, that you did most of the filming yourself. You were joined for a few days with a very skeleton gentleman with a drone, and that was about it. You did most of the filming yourself.
That's pretty much spot on. There's a producer who takes care of like exactly where we go and helps me with research the history and helps me set up some of the shots. But it is largely me filming myself, which is always a bit weird. But the drone operator was there once a week, and he would just add that extra little bit of flavour. And I'm going to get some more.
Did you get to keep the cameras that the BBC left with you?
Can you believe it? Absolutely no.
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 No, that's why my own YouTube videos, they're quite budget in comparison, because I just don't have that sort of gear. But, you know, having said that, I do have the most expensive iPhone you can get, so I've traded there.
I've seen your film when I run in from Bunbury. You were giving me some tips, and you're like me. I do all my filming on my phone, and you do. And you were showing me some of the tips that you do and the case that you've got, and it was really good. I enjoyed it, and even now I still use some of them little tips that you give me.
That's great.
Even though I haven't got up to your figures, I'm trying, Robbie. You know what I mean?
Not good enough. Come on.
and I've got to say, Robbie, that when you look back at your vlogs, it's very difficult to tell whether you're filming with your phone or a proper camera, because the quality is that good. I have to say, I mean, it's an excellent camera on that phone of yours. It's got to be, because I can't tell the difference between a full-blown camera and your video. So, you know,
excellent.
Thanks,
It's an excellent vlog.
Robbie,
it's all in the editing.
so Robbie, we've been asked if it's possible for American viewers to see Canal Boat Diaries.
I mean,
because they can't
1.
get the BBC, apparently.
You can see Series 1 because
we've been asked, is it going to be on
YouTube.
Prime or PBS? I don't actually know what PBS is, but you don't go on Prime, do you?
Sorry,
can they not get BBC iPlayer?
I don't know.
Sorry,
I get asked this a lot. Can I watch this in America or Australia, for example? And the answer is probably not, unless it gets uploaded onto YouTube, which the first series has been by someone I don't know, but it's on there. And the second series, I'm sure, will end up there the same, one day anyway. But for now, it's up to the American arm of the BBC or whatever, the commercial arm of the BBC, to sell it over there, because otherwise it won't. It'll only ever stay in the UK. So we'll have to just fingers crossed and see if we can get the viewing figures up.
Anyway, Robbie, I can see you've got your guitar there. Are you going to give us a little tune on that guitar or what?
I have. I've got a few guitars here. I've got this electric guitar I've had for about 10 years. And it's looking good because I've had it recently, done up by the same guy. I don't know if anyone's seen the Hebden Bridge episode.
I did,
of Diaries. Same bloke. He's a fantastic chap. And he's also convinced me to buy this bass, which is a Fender one. So Fender P bass, P for precision.
That's Steve's guitar. Steve plays the bass.
I was admiring that. I must admit, I could see it in the background there.
I love it. Love playing that. That's my favourite one at the moment. But got this was gifted to me by my executive producer, Tony, and he just sorted this out for me. And also in Hebden Bridge, met up with him during lockdown, and we sort of socially distanced past a guitar. And
brilliant.
So. Guitar of the week. Yeah.
I like that.
There's some people ask me, how do you play Windy Biscuits, which is a theme. You might remember this one. I've forgotten it now. If I play the intro, you'll hear the intro, if this is in tune.
Love it.
Love that one. Love that one.
Love that tune. And I saw you play that, actually. It was so surreal for me, because I used to sit there and watch your vlogs before I had a boat. And when I was on Naughty Lass one time, you picked up the guitar and you started playing that when we were on the boat. If you remember, we stopped for dinner by the Iron Lock. And we got on the guitar and I was on the Naughty Lass and you started playing that. And I sort of had to pinch myself a bit. I was like, this isn't real, really.
I'll go on with you, Gary.
No, it's a weird feeling. It really is a weird feeling, because I've watched it. I did research with you, Country House Gent, of course, King David, and all the other boat tubers. And of course, I did my research. And it was weird, actually, being there at the time and hearing that, because that tune is just so familiar. I think to any boater that likes YouTube boat vlogs, everybody knows that tune. It's and of course people now on the BBC would know it.
Yeah, that's
Certainly
mad.
my
I can't
favourite
believe that's ever happened. The music that I've made, literally recorded it onto my phone, and that's made it onto the BBC. I don't know how that's happened, but I'm obviously very...
Because it's good, Robbie, I think.
It's cheap, probably.
It's catchy, mate, and that's what you want. And it's in touch with the canals as well. It's good.
Yeah, I wrote it on the canal, so yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
So what plans have you got coming up? Anything exciting that you can tell us about?
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, with the drone footage, I don't have a drone myself, but I've just been talking to some local drone operators, and I'm going to try and make more of an effort to spend a bit of money on the YouTube videos and try and, you know, pay people to come along and film, or if they can do it for free, obviously that's best, because I don't earn a lot from the videos. But if I can sort of increase the production values, because yeah, I'm not filming for the BBC at the moment. I haven't got a proper job. I'm just doing my hobby, my YouTube videos, which I'll never stop doing. But you know, it's just, my plan is just to continue what I've been doing, and hopefully just entertain people who are really sort of yearning to get back onto the canals, or just to see what that slice of life is like.
Yeah, it does give a nice perspective to the vlogs, because you know we're videoing the actual canal itself and the towpath, but to see it from above, way above, and see where it snakes around the land and what have you, the drone certainly I think gives it added dimension.
Yeah,
Although
vloggers
sometimes
are
I'm watching
using
it back and I don't know where I am. I've no idea, because you don't see it from that angle, do you? You see it from
Exactly.
So
yeah, we've got one, and I've flown it once, and I'm that scared of it. So that's something I'm going to look forward to when I get back on Amy Joe, is to do a little bit of practicing with it. But
well, you can practice on Chugs, mate, because I haven't got any drone footage at all of Chuggabug. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, I did get permission to fly it across the marina once on my first drone. I've still got that footage, but the new managers are not happy letting you fly the drone, so I have to sort of fly it around the perimeter. So it's a bit, and it's only a small one. It's literally physically that big, and it goes 100 yards away, and you can't see it. It just disappears, you know. But, yeah, it's well worth it.
Same here.
You know,
they don't like
they are well
drones
worth
being,
it.
not that anyone's got one, I don't think now, but the only boater that had a drone has left the marina now, but gone to become a continuous cruiser. But I think it's the looking into people's boats and things I don't like the idea of, you know.
Well, I mean, I can tell you a little bit of a little story, if you like, Alan. When we were filming Canal Boat Diaries Series 2, there was, I'm not going to name any names or say even the location, but there was a moment where I thought, oh God, you know, because we were coming into more at the end of the day, long day, plenty of locks we've done, and obviously you're filming each one. It's a lot of time passes, and at the end of the day, you just want to moor up and relax. But because they wanted to get a shot of the boat coming into moor next to some other boats in an actual residential marina, and there's a bloke next to me on the next boat over, and he was shouting abuse as I pulled in. So you won't see any of this because you just see the drone shot, but he's just like, get that bloody thing away from me, you can off, you know. You know, I'm going to call the police on you, you can't do that. And obviously we had clearance because the BBC have to do everything by the book, but he wasn't happy, and I know that I had to just clear off after that, because I'm not going to stay somewhere where I'm not wanted, am I? So you know, I just
was that linear moorings then, Robbie?
You what was there?
Was it linear moorings on the cut itself?
No, it was a bit like the moorings you've got with the pontoon.
Oh right.
So it's quite tricky to squeeze the boat in, and then I've got to deal with this, and then I had to do it 2 times, like 2 takes. My producer will slap my wrist for saying that, but that's sometimes you have to do 2 takes.
Actually, that's a valid question, Robbie. Is how many times did you know, maybe go in a lock, and then the producer say, "You think we can do that again?" So you have to reverse it back out again.
I'll leave it to your imagination, Steve. I think you've answered your own question there. No, it is as real as we can make it, but there are times, because I'm working with other like super professional videographers, drone operator, all that. Sometimes it doesn't quite go to plan. Like the batteries will die in the drone, and we have to land it before we've sort of come into land or whatever. So sometimes we do have to take it again. But yeah, if I can not reverse over an aqueduct for the next few months, I'll be happy. Yeah.
All right.
It's all good practice, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'll tell you what would be interesting would be a drone footage of you going through Harecastle.
Yeah. Well, I think the next thing ought to be a submarine drone. I don't know. I don't know what you'd see. Just a lot of murky orange water, but you know.
Well, we're talking about orange murky water. When in your first series you did the Ellesmere Portling, excuse me.
No, that was the second series.
First episode of the second series.
Yeah.
And you had loads and loads of weed.
Yeah.
Is
blanket weed stuff.
Yeah, is that the worst you've ever come across?
Yeah, because I have experienced it last time was back in 2018 on the Chesterfield Canal, which is some of my most popular YouTube videos. Because the scenery is just incredible on that's such a remote dead end canal. But because it was wasn't used as much. It got to a point. I think it's like May or June. The sun is beating down on these stretches without any tree cover, and the algae, that blanket weed, just it goes mad, doesn't it? But I couldn't believe, and I'm glad I did it, but I couldn't believe how much I collected. I thought I'll just see how much I get, and it was like,
yeah.
Well, you'll see if you watch if you haven't seen it.
Unbelievable.
Watch it, and you'll see how much.
I did that stretch last year with Steve, and it wasn't too bad. We didn't have to go in the weed hatch, but we had to put in reverse quite a few times. But there was like I think a couple of boats had been through, hadn't there, Steve? So we had a little bit of a path. I wasn't so bad because I was just following Steve. It was great. I had like a cut through the weeds. It was brilliant. So we weren't too bad.
Yeah, and to be fair, it was early in the season, wasn't it? So it was still sort of springtime. So it hadn't really taken full hold. But I do know some of the marina boaters tried to do it in the summer, and some of them actually had to turn back. It was that bad.
They are now, but yeah.
So Alan, do you experience weed problems? Have you?
I have had problems. Yeah, one day I was cruising along. I'd had a problem one day, which was quite straightforward to see to, but I was going along and something just hit the propeller and brought me to a complete standstill. And it was something, it was like a root, something pretty solid. And it just stopped the boat in its tracks virtually. And I had to limp on. I didn't even think I'd be able to get over to the side to pull out of the way, but I managed it. And it was some sort of thick, greeny, whitey sort of root that had somehow wrapped itself around. And that was 2 days in a row. What I find actually very interesting is this vortex effect you get with leaves. The first time I experienced that, it was quite something. I thought, well, what's going on? Because you get a lot of leaves on what seems to be the top of the water, and you'd think they wouldn't do any harm at all to your cruising. But as you go over the leaves, there is some sort of vortex effect, and it actually slows the boat down. And it's a very gradual slowing down, and you almost come to a stop. And it's weird. If you give it a bit of reverse thrust, it seems to clear it, but it doesn't feel as though your propeller is blocked or anything like that. It's very unusual. Have you come upon that, Robbie?
I've definitely had that. I had that most recently when I was going through, what's the bit that connects to the Hall Green branch of the Macclesfield Canal? Or is it the Hall Green branch of the Trent and Mersey, or just on that start of the Macclesfield Canal as you're heading north? And approaching
that the one that loops over the top.
Yeah, so after that bit, it got the stop lock, which there's only a little tiny difference in the water chain. And just before there, it was so dense in the water, loads of leaves, that I was just, I've come to a stop, and I didn't realise why. But yeah, you're right, Alan. It just creates that sort of, I don't know what it is, like it's kind of phenomenon.
Peculiar. It really is. Yeah. We've also been asked about when we can go cruising again. So the rules at the moment are that from the 29th of March, local cruising is allowed. But if you have a boat in a marina, for example, and it's like a second home, you can visit your boat. You cannot stay on it overnight. You could visit it and go out for the day, bring it back to the marina and leave the marina. For those who are marina based, we can go out, but must stay local. It's not clear if you can go out for more than one night. I believe you can, but I have actually raised this in a CRT Zoom meeting I had, but I never got any answers. But from the 12th of April, the canals are open again, but still subject to social distancing rules. So from the 12th of April, hire boats will start again, which is good for everyone. But because of the social distancing rules, you can't have two families on a boat. It has to be a single family and someone in their bubble. But it's a good sign that everything is going to be open again from then. There'll be, with regards to Watford locks, where I volunteer, the locks are going to be manned from the 29th of March. And then from April, there will be two sets of lock keepers. I think we're going from 8 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the evening. So the locks will be open for quite a long time. So that's very good for people. Yeah.
Is that because they're expecting?
So I like the hat, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah. Alan, is that because they're
Nice to
expecting
see you.
a surge of holidaymakers?
So I didn't catch that, Ian.
Is that because they are expecting a surge with all the holidaymakers? Because obviously holidaymakers can't go abroad at the moment. So one of the options will be narrowboating holidays.
But there always have been two shifts. It normally is 8 to 7 there, so it's nothing unusual about that. It's what we normally do. Normally in May it gets very busy because of the Crick Boat Show, and I'll mention that because from tomorrow the Crick Boat Show is being held virtually. So between the 24th and the 28th of March, you have to apply for a sort of ticket, and I applied a long while back, and I got an email the other day saying there'll be another email coming, but I've not actually had it yet. So I think I'm still waiting for another email with the instructions of how to join. Quite what they're doing, I'm none too clear. But if anyone is interested, if you just do a search on Crick Boat Show 2021, it will pop up how to apply for a ticket and to get involved. I presume it's something you can, pop in and out of during the day when you know what sort of things they're producing. But so that's starting tomorrow or today, depending on where you are in the world.
I believe there is some sort of festival on very soon. I can't recall which one it is. Do you know, Alan? Is it Braunston?
Well, I think
that's right.
Braunston is going to be held this year. That's
right.
3rd or 4th weekend in June, isn't it? I haven't got.
That's the one, Alan.
You want me
That's
to find
the one.
out? I've got it. Hang on, let me go and get my calendar. I've got it written down.
How about you, Robbie? Are you visiting any shows if they run this year, or would you like to?
I've never been to any. I'll just say that I've never been to Crick Show. I've never been on a Soul Junction festival or whatever. It doesn't really. As a continuous cruiser, I think I come at a different angle, and I sort of started my journey in London, just sort of living on a boat, and it wasn't about the show side of it. It wasn't about the historic boat side of it, and I appreciate all those angles. But to me, it's let's just say this, Ian. I've contacted the Crick Boat Show, tweeted them, and say, look, if you let me and Cruising the Kurt do a DJ set in the ale tent, I'm in. Not heard anything back, so yeah.
Only the two of you.
If you need a roadie, let me know, won't you?
Yeah.
Going back to the Braunston Rally, that's on the 26th and the 27th. That's Saturday, the 26th of June and the 27th of June. It can get extremely busy there.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be nice to see like normal life come back to the car? I mean, I like Norbury Festival. Unfortunately, that's been cancelled this year. There was Middlewich Festival. There's been loads, and I love attending little festivals. I've never done crick. In fact, we were planning on it this year. The Go Narrowboating. We're planning on meeting at crick. Well, obviously that's all gone the wrong way. Let's say that. But hopefully next year we can all make it to crick. But I certainly would like to try and get some festivals in this year. Definitely, it'd be
Robbie,
good.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of
You
course.
have done the Rochdale Canal. Now, I was hoping to do that this year, but I think it's going to be next year before I can do it. Is there a recommended time or any tips or tricks you can tell, not only me, but anyone else that is thinking of cruising the Rochdale, please?
I think there's a section in particular just north of Manchester city centre, and you have to sort of do it in a day, and it's quite a lot of locks. It's about 18 before you can get to a place where you're going to be comfortable mooring. And I know people will say, oh, don't moor here, don't moor there. And I always say, whatever, just try it. But in this case, it's sometimes that you can't actually get near the side because the restoration of the Rochdale Canal, it was very difficult. And in certain places, they've had to leave this sort of tarmac in the water. So you can't even get like near the side at all. That's at Newton Heath, I think.
So you didn't enjoy that stretch, did you, Robbie? You didn't enjoy that bit at all.
I was very lucky. I had my brother helping me get through that. You can actually contact the CRT, and they've got volunteers who will come and help. But I've contacted them about 4 or 5 times about that stretch, and I didn't get anything back. So I think some of the Rochdale Canal is it's pretty gritty, let's say that, but you're rewarded once you get to the summit. It's just the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen on any of the canals, and it sort of reminds me you sort of come into the Highlands almost in Scotland. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a pub on the top there, isn't there? That white pub. I've drove past
Summit,
it.
That's right. Yeah,
that's it. I've drove past that pub so many times when I was driving the tanker. We used to go up to where you are now or thereabouts, and different places up that road. And used to drive past that summit. There was always people outside and boats. It looked great. But you are literally in the middle of living.
Friendly.
You're in nowhere.
There as well.
Yeah.
Chris and I have actually done. Yeah, Chris and I have actually done the start of the Rochdale coming out of Manchester from Castlefields. One of the things I'd recommend Ian is definitely with the Rochdale 9, as they're called.
Try and partner up with someone.
Either partner up with another boater, or at least have some help, because those locks are hard work. Robbie will just bear me out on that. Some of them you have to actually climb across the lock beam itself because there's no footplate, and so they're really hard. But that's the top advice from me. If you're doing those 9, have somebody helping you at least.
We did it at 7 in the morning.
We left at 7 in the morning and managed to get through before all the scallies woke up, and because we had to do it during the school holidays.
Top advice: go round.
But then you're not getting the fun of it.
I tell you what, there's some lovely pubs if you go round.
When I was young, my grandparents used to take directions, and they used to say, turn right at the red line, turn left at the George. Whenever we talk canals with you, Gary, it's always, if you go down to this pub, you got the Barbary Gin, and then if you turn
it's funny that, and I never understand why people think I spend a lot of time in pubs.
No.
Now, you know me now, Ian, and Steve knows me as well. Honestly, I don't spend a lot of times in pubs. I do like to moor up near pubs, and I'm a bit like Robbie. I like me pubs and I like my ale, very much so, and I do. And to be honest, I think the whole of the Shropshire Union, Malcolm and I missed one pub, and that was because it was shut. But I mean, I don't spend a lot of time in the pubs, do I, Ian, Steve? I go in, I have a few pints, and then I like to sit and drink on the back of the boat normally. That's what I like to do.
No, to be fair, when I've been with Gary, he's usually had 1 or 2 pints and then he's gone back to the boat. But then the gin comes out.
Yeah, then I get blood.
Robbie,
Well,
while we're
no,
I like
talking
it.
about,
I like it on the
Alan?
boat.
I was just going to say to Robbie, while we're talking about locks, I think it was yourself that I can't remember what canal it was, but you had to get that wooden stick to deal with the locks. Do you
The
remember?
Calder and Hebel
Yeah.
spike, which is
Calder
for
and
the Calder and
yeah.
Hebel
I just wanted you
navigation.
to tell our viewers something about that. You know,
Yeah.
it's a different arrangement, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Instead of using a windlass, you use a special wooden lever, I suppose you'd call it, wouldn't you? Yeah.
That's right. I was lucky enough to meet the manager of the Huddersfield Marina, and he's called Alan. And luckily enough, he knew all about it, because people just don't tell you about this stuff. Yeah, people just don't tell you this, and it's not in the guidebook sometimes. So my top tip, if I was ever going to give one, would just be friendly and talk to people, and just try and admit that you don't know everything, because I definitely don't, and I'm always learning stuff from people. And yeah, I was glad to have talked to that chap. Otherwise, I would have been stuck up a certain creek.
I think there'd be some
without a spike. Just a bit of wood, really. But if you don't have it, I wasn't going to be able to wind the mechanism to let the water in and out of the locks, and then I wouldn't have been able to go up or down.
Yeah.
All right, Smudge has brought his microphone again.
Yeah. Which canal system was it you were on? Was that the Huddersfield Narrow or the Rochdale, where I watched on Canal Boat Diaries, your first series, and you had to, I think it was on that or one of your vlogs, and you had to jump off the boat because you were grounded and walk through the canal.
Yeah.
And what made me laugh was your wellies weren't high enough, and so you had your wellies full of water, and you were trying to get out of the canal.
That's on the Rochdale. It's not far from where
it was the Rochdale. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just what was it? Can't remember what lock number it is. It's somewhere near Todmorden, but yeah. Oh, near the Gawkson Viaduct. And this amazing, is it crenellated when it has the castle bits, on the
Yeah.
They're still working at the moment, still sort of doing it up again. Hopefully it's going to look good. But there was that bit where I just got stuck between the two locks, and honestly just had to jump out, because that's my only option.
It's poorly maintained, isn't it, really? The lock gates are poorly maintained, yeah.
Well, I met the guy the other day who was the one who's looking after all the locks.
We've been asked.
Sorry,
Alan.
I met the CRT guy the other day who was looking after all the locks. I forget his name. I feel ashamed for that. But he's a brilliant bloke, and he was just telling me what he was doing. He was just greasing one of the lock paddles. And I was talking to him, and he's telling me it used to be quite a number of people helping it on the whole of the canal, but now it's just him doing all 91 locks himself.
Oh, bless him. Bless him.
It is really underused, but it also is underfunded, isn't it? So
yeah, it's not necessarily it's not that gentleman's fault. The lock gates, the miters on the lock gates, they wear, as you know, lock gates you get about 20-25 years, I think, Alan, 20-25 years. And sometimes they have to come and replace the miters or the gates, or so leaky water. But the Rochdale, you think you've got the reservoirs on top of the Pennines feeding, not the Pennines. It is the Pennines feeding this canal, and yet it still runs out of water in the Thames. It's astonishing.
You've not got as many as they originally had. I think they originally had 6 or 7, and now they've only got 1, and then a feeder that comes in from a different source, which just is up and down in terms of rainfall. So when there's rain, it's fine, but when there's not, as many boaters will attest to.
And now Alan's trying to say something.
Well, I'll come to that in a minute. But when they when they put new gates at the bottom lock at Watford, this was in the winter period, normal winter closure works. Within a few days of the locks reopening, a sort of 72-foot historic boat went in, and the old boats have very large rudders, and that got caught in the gates, just as you're talking about. And this was like 5 o'clock in the winter, and it was getting dark. I wasn't there, but I think they had great trouble releasing the gates and rescuing the boat, as it were. What I was going to say was, someone has asked, has anyone ever lost a windlass? And I lost one once. I'd been doing some filming. I'd crossed over. This is a single lock. Walked over the lock. I had in my hand a camera on a short tripod and a windlass. And then as I was returning across the lock gate, I was holding the camera and the windlass like this sort of thing. And I was shouted at because I'd forgotten something, a glove or something. I can't remember what it was. And I was in such a shock because I was actually on the gate that I dropped the windlass into the water. Had I been holding the camera at the bottom, I would have dropped that in the water. And I just sort of, I don't know why, but I suddenly thought, oh, I think it's aluminium. There's no point in trying to fish it out. But when I thought about it afterwards, I thought, I don't think it is aluminium. It probably would have come up with a magnet. Yeah. So one day when I go that way, I might try and fish it out again. So yes, it does happen. You can lose a windlass quite easily.
I saw a chap on a magnet. I saw a chap on a magnet fishing thing on YouTube once, and he pulled out, I don't know what the lock was, I can't remember, but he pulled out 9 windlasses on this one lock.
Yeah.
9.
And if I remember rightly, Robbie, one of the episodes on your, I think it was your second series, didn't you drop yours in? And you had to fish it out with a magnet.
It certainly happened a couple of times on YouTube, and behind the scenes on the first one, which is where I dropped one in and I fished it out with one of those, you know, the cheapy, is it sea magnet ones that aren't actually that good?
Seamaster, is it?
Yeah, something like that. I've since got a proper double-sided magnet for magnet fishing to get windlasses out. But I dropped one on the Rochdale actually, and it's I think it might be still there. I'm tempted to go down there and see if it's still there and make a video about it, but I don't know. Do people go fishing? People go magnet fishing a lot, don't they? So
someone was magnet fishing on the Buckby locks last year, and they somehow got their magnet attached to something metal on the gates, and they couldn't open or shut the gates. I think they had to get a diver along or something to go down and unattach this magnet because it was doing something. I don't know all the details, but it is a bit of a nuisance. The CRT don't really like magnet fishers.
They don't.
Although they are doing some good work, bringing a lot of food out. But I think the trouble is they leave dangerous stuff on the towpath. So, you know, it's a sort of mixed blessing, really, with magnet fishers.
Some do. Some do.
I think the Scottish canals are all over it. They think it's a good idea. The Scottish version of CRT, they've okayed it.
Well, I'll tell you what, going on to that, Robbie, have you ever done any canals in Scotland? I know Steve and I had plans this year, but they've totally flown out the window. Have you done any canals in Scotland? Next year, mate. Next year.
Yeah, I'd love to. My family name Cumming is a Scottish clan, and so I'd love to head back to the Highlands and sort of retrace the sort of clan origins. Maybe take my brothers with me, and they'll get on one of those boats, take it across Loch Ness. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Can we look forward to a vlog then with you wearing a kilt, Robbie?
Have you got a kilt? I was going to say the same.
It'll have to be BBC. Yeah.
Isn't it funny how Ian would look forward to seeing Robbie in a kilt?
Well, no,
who wouldn't, Gary? Who wouldn't? Yeah, come on.
Well, listen, Rob, I'll be first in the queue, mate. First in the queue.
I can tell you there is a case kilt. There's a case clan, and they have their own kilt. So Robbie's got one. So I'm up there with Robbie. You know, we're quite posh.
I can see you two on a. I can see you two on a windy loch with your kilts on, blowing your bagpipes, the pair of you.
Like Marilyn Monroe, yeah.
Don't go, that'll give me nightmares, mate.
Yeah, I think I'm going before it gets too bad. Oh, hello, Chris, by the way.
Yeah, hi, Chris.
She's snuck in the background there. And Smudgy's
we've been asked about
laying on the arm of the chair now.
We've been asked about a float on keys. I have floats on some of my keys, but it's only to identify them as boat keys because I don't think these floats actually work very well. We've got 2 or 3 keys on them, and they're not going to float, I'm afraid. I did experiment to see if they work.
We got them.
A single key, I think, might work, but I do use them just as an identifier rather than anything else.
We've got the cork ones. And our keys are on one with 2 cork balls. And I know for a fact they float because I did drop my keys in the canal as I was stepping off Amy Joe, and they floated sort of that much of the top of the ball on the surface. And there's about 4 or 5
I did
keys
experiment with caught ones.
I'm glad you brought up about your keys and the floats, Steve, but I'll talk to you about that when you come back to your boat.
They don't float, do they, Ian?
Not when you're trying to get a pump out.
Yeah, so I'm sorry about that, guys. For the viewers' benefit, Gary and Ian very kindly took Amy Joe across to the fueling arm for me because clearly we can't. And they really struggled with the keys that we've got to open the pump out cap and the fueling cap. So I spent 10 minutes on the phone saying to them, you need to jiggle it this way and you need to jiggle it that way. And I think eventually you gave up on one side, moved the boat across the other side of the pontoon and managed to open the one that side. So,
it was ever so funny, and I don't think we got it on camera, but Ollie pushed Amy Joe off from the bow. It was almost straight, and then he jumped. And Gary said to me, that's youth, he says. That's youth.
It was like Spider-Man. I'm pulling the stern in. He pushed your bow in, and he must have leapt about 6 foot onto your gunnel, scooped across your roof, and then jumped off the other side. It was like,
gosh, we had the webcam pointing the wrong way by the sound of it.
Oh yeah. So anyway, Robbie, are you heading over this way so you can drink all my vodka and we can go to the local again?
No, I'm just going to stay in and watch the live stream of from Ian's boat. What's been happening, Ian?
Do you know what, Robbie? I've got a beer here, mate.
Idea.
I've got it. I've got a beer. It's my favourite one on draft. Oh,
yeah, Doom Bar.
Love it. So I'm going to pour it in a glass now, mate, and raise a glass with you. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Oh,
Robbie, can I just ask, did you like and subscribe? Because I want to be able to tell everybody that Robbie Cumming subscribed to my channel, you see.
Well, I'll do a little wave on the channel and see if anyone responds. Because there's a chat thing there, so it's quite good having a little chat function, because a lot of these live cameras, it just ends up as lots of people just chatting, don't they? So I don't know what you'll get on there, but let's have a look.
Oh, bless you.
Can I just ask the Go Narrowboating crew? I know, Steve, you haven't, but have we all got a drink?
Wow.
Yeah. Can we all raise a quick glass to Robbie? Thank you very much, Robbie, for coming on Go Narrowboating this evening.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Great to have you along.
Thanks for having me.
Robbie.
Thank
you very much.
Privilege.
I say it's water. It's actually vodka. There you go. Cheers, Robbie.
You're on your own if you're not well.
Okay, Robbie. Cheers, matey.
Yeah,
I really appreciate you coming on. We'll catch up with you at the end, mate.
Okay, Ian. Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
I'll see you in about 10 minutes, mate.
Cheers, Robbie.
Pour another beer.
Oh, it's great to see Robbie there.
Wasn't it good?
Great old catch up with Robbie. It's good. And the thing is, what I like, I've said it before in my vlogs, Robbie is what you see.
Yeah.
He is. That's what he is. And that's what I like. He's a true gent. Good lad.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I was going to say to him when he was on that I watch his vlogs and it makes me want to go cruising. Yeah. I can't say that about everyone else I watch, but I watch Robbie and I think, why aren't we out there? We need to get out there. He's
I think a lot of it, Alan, as well, excuse me, I'll be honest, sorry about that Doomba, is the music as well. I know he just plays such a simple tune, but you don't need all the dramatics. It's just so simple.
No,
and he is one of my favorite. He is one of my favorite. I've got present company accepted. I've got 2 favorite vloggers, and he's definitely one of them. Yeah,
without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit he's on the top of my list too. I really enjoy Robbie's vlogs. I'm not saying that because I know he's listening in. I really do enjoy his vlogs because I love the way he uses that phone and gets the camera angles, amazing.
He's actually rolling on his back, kicking his legs and his hands in the air, laughing his head off at you.
It doesn't. I don't think any of us appreciate though that it's like before I came on a boat, I used to watch, of course, Robbie and David and Country House Gent and a load of them, and to hear other vloggers as well say that they used to watch me and us before they had a boat, floating our boat, or watch me, and it's like, because I watch their vlogs and I enjoy them, but they watch my vlogs before. It's just so surreal. It's a weird world, isn't it?
Let's be honest, Gary. You can't go on YouTube without finding one of your vlogs. They come up every 2 days. Are there?
It's very prolific. Yeah, another one this morning.
I know, but that's the difference.
A shower. Did you notice
I know, but I promise you, I won't put everybody through the torture for long. What it is, it's a diary. And, so please watch them or don't watch them. It's real life. And if I don't put them out, I have so much footage because I film everything. I have so much footage. Just for now, during lockdown, I'm putting them out because people are finding a little bit of comfort in it. When I get out cruising and we can get out a bit, that'll stop. That will stop. But
I've never known anybody walk down the same piece of jet.
I'm being asked as well
to talk about every time.
Yeah.
And talking,
I'm being asked
talking about
next vlog is coming out. Well, it should be in the next couple of days. There'll definitely be one out at the weekend, but I'm hoping to get one out in the next couple of days. Won't say too much about it.
And talking of Gary's latest vlogs, Ian.
Yes.
Gary's got a new catchphrase, doesn't he, Darnie?
Have I?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Did I tell you I've got a new coat? So yeah, we've there we go.
Yeah, look at that. Steve, Chris, you never told me you had a new coat.
We just have.
We just have, right? That's thanks to the generosity of Ian. So really,
it is.
Thank you so much.
Say thank you so much to Ian. I do know that Steve and Chris have got the coat as well, and. To be fair, Ian surprised the three of us with those. So thank you so much, Ian. Really much appreciated. Really is.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your Christmas.
I must admit, we haven't had a chance to wear them yet because I haven't been out of the house.
We will do.
But we will be wearing them, I can assure you.
Poor Alan. Alan, I'm not close enough to you, mate, at the moment, but we're going to sort that out soon.
Okay.
Oh, Alan, do you eat black pudding, Alan?
Black pudding?
Yeah. All right.
Don't eat eggs, though.
No eggs? You don't eat eggs?
No eggs. No. Don't put an egg anywhere near a plate that I'm eating from.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm a very fussy eater.
Oh, gosh. And I said I'd cook your breakfast. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'll have his egg.
No, just don't like them. Can't see any point in them.
Are we allowed to say anything, Ian?
No.
Oh, okay, then I won't.
It's just not at this point in time. No.
No, I really want to. I won't.
know you do. But you
I won't.
No.
But I really want to. Okay. I think Steve and Alan know what I'm on about, but okay, I won't.
Yeah.
I'm the mischievous one, aren't I?
I think there's the three of us.
I think some viewers might as well.
I think there's the three of us who got coats. I think we should pull resources and get Alan one, don't you?
Well,
and then it'll be Go Narrowboating in coats.
We've got to get a logo. It'll be a beard, won't it? It will be a beard, but what can we have on the top?
Chance to sit down with Alan and talk to him, like I could with you. But it will happen.
Steve, do you talk to him?
I talk at him.
I've got no choice, mate. I'm stuck with him.
Usually when I'm perched on the bow of your boat and you ring me and you say, "Oi, could you just move that camera?"
Yeah, move your camera. Move your camera.
It was
I've got
so
this
funny.
because Ian's Facebook family have been watching his 24/7, and I've been building a bracket for my security camera and everything. The amount of comments, the amount of people that are actually sitting there just watching me sat on the back having a coffee with Chip and Dale, and I've been sanding this piece of wood. It's just, he came over one day and he says, "Do you know what? There's 16 people watching you."
Oh. And one of them asked in the comment, "Is he praying?" Because you were sat there sanding, weren't you?
Yes, that's right.
That'll be Dale. Dale prays. But you simply forget it's there. You just forget it's there. You just, I don't think about it. And I scrubbed the roof the other day.
Sorry, Alan's trying to say something. Alan.
Sorry.
Someone's asked me, I can't see where it's gone now. Someone's asking me about my egg aversion.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just eggs. There's a whole load of things I won't eat. I just don't like eggs. I just don't like them. Never have.
Okay, do you
Doesn't
like
matter what you
baked
do
beans?
with them, fry them, boil them, scramble them. Just not
Do
into
you like
eggs.
beans?
Never
Do you
have
like
been.
baked beans? Baked beans or
Yeah, I
tomato?
like baked beans. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Sausages?
Baked beans. Oh, yeah, I don't buy baked beans. I'll eat them. Yeah. Sausages. Yeah. Bacon.
Bacon?
Mushrooms?
Sausages. Yeah.
Black pudding?
Oh, sausages. Yeah.
Mushroom?
A few mushrooms, not too many. Black pudding. Yeah, like black pudding. Yeah.
Fried potato? Fried potato?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be all right then. We'll be
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
Potatoes, chips, whatever.
As I've said, Ian, I'll have his egg.
But eggs don't do it for me. I think an egg yolk in a boiled egg is very bad. It gets you in your throat. It's very uncomfortable if you eat a boiled yolk in an egg. And
Yeah, but you're meant to
I
take
just
the shell
don't
off
like
first.
them.
You got to take the shell off.
You're not alone on that, Alan. I can't stand black pudding. I really can't even bear the thought of putting it in my mouth. So,
No.
That's lovely. Black pudding, yum yum.
I love black pudding.
We're all very different, aren't we? All very different in
well,
what we like.
Alan, that's what
eggs
makes the
is-
world go round, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in actual
But yeah,
fact,
there's a lot of
that's
things I
the
wouldn't
one thing
eat,
I
yeah.
missed. That's the one thing I've missed in the last 6 weeks, being in hospital and home here, is my full English breakfast. Now, that's a big treat for me, and I haven't had one for 6 weeks. So, hint, hint.
Wait till I'm on oxygen.
I can't remember the last time I had one. So it's round to Steve's bungalow tomorrow, Ian.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
We can have a socially distanced full fry up off Chris in the back garden.
Yes.
We're getting comments from others. They don't eat eggs, or they don't like black pudding, or they do like it. And we're being asked about haggis. I don't think I've ever had haggis.
Beautiful.
No way.
Oh, love
Smell
haggis.
Haggis is-
revolting.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Alan will
way.
like it. It's very much like black pudding.
Haggis,
Yeah.
Is
These,
it? Well, I probably would like it. Yeah.
Haggis, neeps, and tatties.
oh, I love.
Do you like
I
haggis,
just
Steve?
love haggis. Beautiful.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love haggis.
Yeah, I love
Do you
haggis.
like
It's
haggis?
very much. Have you ever had a faggot?
So you've
Excuse
got
me.
Gary saying it's like
Alan?
black pudding.
Alan?
Do you want to reword that, Gary? Yes, I
No,
know what you're saying,
I'm not
Alan.
going to reword it, but take it into your own context. Alan,
Yeah.
have you ever had a faggot? Alan?
Don't think so.
Used to be
I'm
able
just,
to
I've
I'm
never
just
had
trying
a
to think of
faggot.
it's like is that like a meatball, isn't it?
Yes, it's like a spicy meatball in an onion gravy. Well, haggis is
Yeah,
very
I don't
much,
do
this
spice.
is my interpretation. It's very much like a faggot crossed with a black pudding. I love it. I just love it. But it's we all love different things, don't we? So, but I
Yes.
like them. But,
Yeah, I might like it. Yeah.
Thank goodness
It
we all
is.
do like
It
this.
is an acquired.
I
It
don't
is an
like sour
acquired
and
taste.
bitter stuff.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. And
Oh, yeah.
when we used to go
it's
up to
catching
Scotland,
the haggis. Catching
is.
the haggis is the
it's
skill.
catching it.
Yeah, their left
that's the real
legs are
skill.
shorter, Steve. The left legs are shorter and the right legs are longer. So when
That's
they're
'cause they
running
sit on the
around the
hills.
fells in Scotland, They can
That's
keep
it.
themselves level.
I can
That's
tell you
it.
a story about that. When I was working in the IT, I took a young lad with me. We went up to Scotland and we spent a couple of nights in the hotel because we were putting a big system in. And I jokingly said to him the night before, with the client that was there, that he had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and be down here because I can't remember the lady's name now. We'll be taking him out shooting haggis. I didn't realise. I thought he was playing around, but when I went down for breakfast, he'd half give me a mouthful because he got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go shoot haggis.
But on a serious side, there is actually a whole ceremony about the haggis. We used to belong to a sailing club down in Essex, and the Commodore was a Scotsman, and he always used to do a Burns night. And in the Scotsmen who are watching, you know, on Burns night it's always haggis, neeps, and tatties. Yeah. But there's always a ceremony of cutting the haggis. And it's trooped in on a platter, and it's put on the table, and then the Commodore raises his sword, and he says an ode, which I can't remember, but it's quite long-winded. And it's also done in a Glaswegian accent, so you still couldn't understand what it was. And then they cut the haggis, and then the haggis is served. And it's always fresh haggis. And it's absolutely amazing. It really is. So it makes the whole night. It really does. And it's done across Scotland. On Burns night, it's haggis night. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's certain things like people that view my channel will know I am that close to being a vegetarian, really, through my love of animals, but also I don't like eating meat so much. But I would miss black pudding, and not necessarily haggis because I have it once in a blue moon. But I would miss black pudding and things like that. So I could become a semi-vegetarian, I suppose, and have the odd bit of black pudding.
Haggis is in season because it was in Sainsbury's this morning, up by the sausages.
Was it?
It was in there. Yeah, loads of
it? I
it.
didn't know that.
You've never told me.
We didn't ask.
What?
Good point.
Yeah, we see.
By sausages.
You wouldn't have seen it because it would have been running around the. You wouldn't have been able to see it because it'd have been running around in circles around the stall.
They're still going around the
But
mountain, they are, Steve. They're still going around the mountain, mate. That's what they are.
Alan, you were saying something, my friend.
Well, you were saying you saw haggis in Sainsbury's.
Yes, that's correct.
I didn't realise Sainsbury's sold haggis.
Yeah, on the top shelf where the sausages are, they're all along there with the black puddings.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
As you go in,
But only
Style
How do you
on
actually
the
cook a
right.
haggis? What,
fry it, bake it.
how do you actually cook a haggis? What do you do with it?
it smells awful when it's being cooked, believe me. Absolutely.
I think it's boiled.
Oh, I don't want that. I don't want that on my boat.
I think the viewers will put me right.
You can boil it, fry it, oven it.
You know what? We've been talking all this time about breakfast. We haven't yet asked Robbie what sort of breakfast he got from his boat.
Are we going to bring Robbie back?
Yeah, bring Robbie back.
Robbie Burns.
Bring him back in.
I've got Robbie Burns there, Ian.
Yeah.
Robbie! Come on then, Robbie. Your favourite breakfast on the boat, mate. You're muted again.
You're on mute. You're mute.
Sorry, I didn't want you to hear me farting. Not really.
Have you had haggis?
Yeah. I'm a meat. I'll eat anything really, but I think if I'm having a lazy Sunday on the boat, it's got to be pancakes or something like that. Pancakes is a good one, like American style ones.
I'm going to pull you up there, Robbie.
Pancakes is good. Yeah.
I've got to pull you up there, Robbie.
Why is that?
You just said you'll eat anything. I went for breakfast with you at the Iron Lock Cafe. You won't eat anything. You were a nightmare.
What happened?
You remember?
I can't remember.
You can't remember.
You were on
that.
a diet. You were on some sort of diet that you were sticking to.
Yes, I was on the. What diet is it? It's a candid.
You were on the diet.
diet.
I can't eat anything diet. I think it was.
Well, you have to stop eating yeast and all that sort of stuff, and that's in everything.
Yeah,
like stock
and fair
cubes and
dues
all
to
that.
the gentleman that had the calf. He really looked after you. We actually ate well, didn't we? But you struggled to find something.
Oh yeah,
to
I
eat.
remember now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird because it was just at the start of everyone sort of realizing they can't shake hands, and
That's right.
yeah, that's crazy times really, because we're all allowed to eat in the restaurant or whatever, in the cafe.
I don't know what I think you had toasted oats on banfitter bread or something. I can't remember. But
was
we
it
ate
breakfast? Would have been lunch.
Yeah, well, it was late brunch, wasn't it? Really, I suppose.
Oh, that's what we do. Yeah, we do a brunch every now and then, don't we, Gary?
Yeah, we're very posh. Not.
But I love cooking on the boat, and so if I can get the pan out and whack some pancakes on, brilliant. But
do you
yeah,
prefer
I'll come clean. I don't have cow's milk, so I wouldn't. I'd be a bit weird there, you know. So I like to say I'm not fussy, but there are things that if I eat them, it just gives me almost like a hangover. Like, you know, do you get allergies? Do you get pollen allergies?
Yeah.
Well, I get pollen allergies, but also get it if I eat rapeseed oil, like a flower, isn't it? And where I grew up, there was tons of rapeseed everywhere. So it all sort of links in there, doesn't it? But yeah, it's difficult when stuff like that is literally so many things. Soya is another one. Soya's not good for testosterone, guys. Okay, so stay off the soya.
Well, I don't think you've got any problem with
it. I eat soya anyway.
No, I don't think, Alan.
Just bacon.
I don't know why we'd want to.
I have yeast
pudding. Yeah, used to black pudding.
A friend of ours is who's soya intolerant, and trying to cook for her and trying to it's quite difficult actually to sort a menu out that she won't be affected by, because it doesn't contain soya, because a lot of food actually does contain soya. So you really have to be careful and look on the packets before you add it to your menu or your ingredients to whatever you're cooking. So it's a nightmare. It must be. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be young and carefree, but I'm almost 40 now, guys. So
God,
you're 40 then.
I'm getting up into your
young man. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be terrible to be nearly 40?
Oh dear.
Robbie, when's
your
the
body
big
does
party?
strange things.
You wait till you get to 56.
On the 29th of July, isn't it?
No, pack it in. 18th of April.
Oh, look at these three youngsters.
Oh, we all know what. Hey, listen, Steve. Sorry, Robbie. Steve, Alan, and Ian all know what's happening on the 18th of April. Not only is it that fella's birthday, there's something else happening, and I'm not allowed to say. I'm feeling really mischievous. I might just spill it. I'm not.
We'll mute you if you do. We'll mute you if you do.
Not only that, you'll be in the cut.
It's a surprise for everyone. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
So, Robbie, changing the subject.
Again.
Have you got big plans for your 40th?
Could you say it again? Sorry, Ian.
Have you got big plans for your 40th?
Yeah, it's got to involve the lads and my narrowboat. So, however else I can have some kind of party on the boat somewhere, that'd be good. It has to be up north, though. I'm not going back down south.
So it's going to be a very special edition of Pub of the Week
this year, Robbie.
No, it's actually going to be next year, luckily enough. So I've got one more year being in my 30s, so I'm very lucky.
So you're going
to make the most of it.
Yeah, well done. Robbie,
it'll be easier to organise for next year as well.
What fascinates me is your Pub of the Week. Do you actually visit every pub you pass to do that, or is it done on hearsay?
It can be. I'm going to have to be a little bit quiet now because my stepdaughter is sleeping. She's just gone to bed. She's sleeping down the room below.
We're nearly finished,
I don't want to pick up
We're
my bad habits, but there are some times where I'll go into quite a few pubs before I find the one that is the Pub of the Week, and that might be over a certain number of days. because if it was on the same night, then you're going to tell if I'm a bit worse for wear, aren't you? You're like, he's been to quite a few. But I like doing a video where it compares a few, or if I don't even make a deal of it being pub of the week, because that might just be the one day I'm in there that it was a good atmosphere or something. The next day it might be completely empty, and you'll notice things. You're like, oh, this isn't so great. So there's so many things that make a good evening in the pub, aren't there? So, but I feel like I'm in a pub tonight with you lot, really.
Do you get any comments from people saying what you're doing? Robbie, do you get any comments from? I said, do you get any sort of negative comments? People saying, "What are you doing, filming us?" Or what? Do you get any bad feedback from what you do?
I mean that is why I use a mobile phone, because people do that a lot anyway, don't they? They get their phone out to take pictures of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are times when I have to have a pint before I can actually feel like I film something, because it does feel intrusive and it feels a bit weird, and I want to sort of talk to people. I don't just want to be there filming. So yeah, it's difficult because I want to show everyone what these pubs are like, but you can't really, because you'll just piss off people who are in there.
That's exactly how I feel. If I'm filming indoors somewhere in a public space, I think you've got to be a little bit careful. Yeah. People don't necessarily want a camera sort of thrust under their nose. A phone camera or any other camera.
If I saw me walking into a pub, I'd be like, "Oi, outside!"
Well, guys, we've almost reached our allocated time, so I think it's time to say our individual thank yous to Robbie for being our special guest of the month. Thank you so much. I hope you come back again and see us another day. And to all our lovely viewers, well, what can we say? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming and joining us. I hope you enjoyed it.
It's crank it.
Yeah, keep cranking it, guys. Come on.
Keep cranking it.
Yeah, keep cranking it.
Cheers, everybody. Stay safe.
Cheers.
Thank you, Robbie.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Robbie.
Stay safe.
Good to meet you in real life sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll do on the cut. Yeah.
Great to have you with us, Steve, again.
It's lovely to be back, to be honest,
Steve.
guys.
Good to see you.
I've missed you all. Yeah, thanks so much. And I hope you don't mind me just taking a little bit of time up, but I really do want to thank all my new subscribers and my existing subscribers for all those comments that you put on the Facebook page while I was in hospital. That really meant so much to me, and it kept me really going. And I've also got to say a massive thank you to that gentleman there next to me and the other gentleman down here, because they have been stalwarts while I've been in hospital. They've made sure that Amy Jo is safe. They've looked after Chris for me. They've taken the dog for a walk, and it's made it so much easier. So to Gary and Ian, I'm just going to say a massive thank you, guys. I owe you big time.
No worries, mate.
So
and to the viewers.
And to the viewers as well.
Yeah,
and the viewers.
So, to everybody out there, have a lovely evening. Celebrate it. Take care.
Thanks.
Look after yourself. Go on.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers, folks.
Before we go,
take care.
Give just the date of the next live stream.
The next live stream will take place on the 27th of April, and on Sunday we will reveal who the special guest is. Okay, so it's the 27th of April is the next live stream. Okay,
interested to know that.
Thanks, Robbie.
Ta-da!
Cheers, Robbie.
Yeah.
Thanks
Cheers,
very
Robbie.
much, mate. See you soon.